This is Ace Poppy, and we are going to play Plague. And this plague is called Bacteria T420. We're going to start now. We're loading the game, and this is going to take a few sessions here. So we are a new bacteria. To win, we must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. We are going to start here in West Africa, and that's where the plague is going to begin now. I've played a couple of rounds of this game, and it's just starting the bacteria is just starting to cook. You're going to see little arrows going around the world, and that is going to be spreading the disease. Right now, West Africa is highlighted. And if you see here in the lower left-hand corner, there's a DNA block. And we get DNA points as the bacteria spreads like that. We just bursted that orange bubble that makes it spread more. That gives us more DNA points, and it's still spreading here. And as we get into more countries, we get DNA points. We're going to use the DNA points once we get a few more, and I'll show you now. We're going to go to the disease block, and we're going to transmit, and we're going to start with birds because they spread pretty good. So we're going to use 12 of our DNA points to spread the bacteria through birds. And we've successfully evolved our T420 virus, or bacteria. I keep saying virus. And it's just reminding us that by popping DNA and biohazard bubbles will infect more people. And the arrows are moving at times slow, and sometimes they move a little faster. Right now they're slow, now they're picking up again. And for some reason we're having some battery problems, so we're going to look into that. Shouldn't be. Any battery problems here, so just bear with me. Okay, we are resuming. Hopefully I took care of our battery problem. So we're bursting another bubble, and we've infected over 100 people, and the virus has spread to Spain. Excuse me, and we're picking up more DNA points. Now we have 14. Now what we're going to do is, instead of transmitting more, we're going to go to abilities, and we're going to start to select ability traits. We want to spend DNA points to customize the strength of our disease, increase disease resistance to climate influences, the success of a cure, and more. So we're going to use 7 points. Excuse me for a second. I'm very sorry, folks. And let's see what else we could do. Okay, we could use 7 more points to create a bacteria shell to protect against all climates. Okay. And we're bursting more bubbles. I'm picking up DNA points pretty rapidly. More bubbles are bursting. Okay, now we have 14 DNA points. we're getting some news here about that there's a new social network on the scene for people without friends. Blank Book Plus is expected to attract billions of people within days. Interesting. Okay, anyway, we're going to go, let's see, with the abilities. I think we're okay there. Let's go over to transmit again. And we have 14 points to work with. I think we want to get into the water supply. So we're going to survive outside the body of fresh warm water, increases effectiveness, especially in human environments and ship transmission. So we want to do that. So transmitting more through water should help us a lot because we're in a port type country. A lot of sea lanes. Now we're up to infecting thousands, and right now we're in Morocco and starting to spread there. And the arrows are building up again. Wow, it's really building up. Have ourselves 4 DNA points and a lot of little arrows. Global protest against GM crops, whatever that is. T420 has mutated and developed the rash symptoms without using DNA points. That's kind of cool. So we could kind of check that out. We go to symptoms and see where we picked up some symptoms without even spending any DNA points. That's really cool. So the transmission and the abilities are really helping grow. Now we went into other countries. We're into Libya. So we're getting points for that. And we got more bubbles to burst. And we're into Central Europe now. Red infect bubbles appear when you infect a new country. And we get points. We're getting a lot of points now. Got 10 more DNA points. Let's get a couple more so we have, the more points we have collected here, the more options we have. Looks like we're pretty heavy into Spain. Now, while we're waiting here to see how this develops, okay, now we went into the Ukraine. That's pretty cool. You'll notice another bubble burst. Now, T420 has infected more people than have tuberculosis. If you notice in the lower right-hand corner, there's a cure block. Right now it's 0. So far we're under the radar screen and no one's taking this too serious and they're not trying for a cure. Once they try for a cure, then the race is on, because if they come up with a cure, then we lose the game. Now we've got 12 DNA points, but we're going to wait for at least 2 more and give us some options here. Now we have 13. Now if you notice, if you look at West Africa, more infectious than HIV. You'll see that West Africa is getting really red, which means that we're really getting the infections are really involving a lot of people now. Getting into the Sudan, we got another bubble of burst in Africa. Actually, in Italy, it looks like we're going into the Balkan states. Okay, we've got 19 DNA points. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's go to transmission, and we're going to go to rats. And we've got 7. Okay, we need to get at least 12 or 14 more points. Now we're into Brazil, or Colombia, not Brazil. Cool. Starting to pick up some momentum. Already have 8 DNA points. Now, once we really get the transmission going, and work on that. Oh, this is cool. Fans praise replacement for International Kissing Day. Critics question hygienic standards. That should help spread the disease. Pretty cool. Now, I was saying, wow, we're really picking up some momentum with all those arrows. Let's get a few more DNA points. And, we're going to have to, unfortunately, we're going to have to start cutting our session. World menu contains useful data. Now T420 is beginning to spread around the world. Use the world data menu on the bottom to see which countries are not affected yet. Okay, well, we know Central Africa is affected now. We got 12 DNA points. Let's see what we could do. I think we could, yeah. Let's go into mosquitoes. Mosquitoes will help spread the disease. Let's see here. Okay, I'll tell you what, folks. We're gonna break off now and see what we could do in the next session. So you take care. This is Ace Poppy signing off.